What's up, Lauren Tix Wilson here. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. And we're going to talk about Cheetah Girls. Look, I was avoiding trying to talk about this because I didn't want to lose my cool because I'm not a Cheetah Girl. But I love their music. Of course, I had a crush on one of them. Of course, I was singing and dancing to the songs at the same time. Of course, I was doing all of that. I'm not even on front. I hope I don't lose cool points with some of y'all out there, especially some of the girls that think I'm cool. But I just have to be honest. I do enjoy the Cheetah Girls. I do like the movie. I like the first two. I like the third one too, but the first two, and especially because there's a conversation right now surrounding the recast of the Cheetah Girls. There's like another one coming out with a whole new set of girls and probably the daughters of the original girls. But let's talk about the original girls first. In the first album that I just found on vinyl. I know how, see I just pulled that out? Yes, I found the Cheetah Girls on vinyl for like $10 at Walmart. It didn't have a hype sticker, it didn't have plastic on it, and it was calling my name, and it has a special unique color on it. So let's talk about the Cheetah Girls real quick. Let's get into it.
Don't ever doubt you'll be someone. Always go for what you want. Get up and put your purpose on. Get out, feel the sunshine on your face. Believe that you deserve it all. Put in the work and you will end up far. This is my show and tell. So tell me, are you ready to get it on? So tell me, yeah. So tell me, are you ready? So tell me, are you ready for me? So tell me, are you ready? Tell me, are you ready?
Welcome back to my channel. This in the background is the original poster, if you can see, which has Raven at the top with inside of a CD case holding Toto, which is like a movie reference on top of a movie reference on top of a movie reference. At this point, it's like a movie cinematic film ritual, especially when it comes to like musicals or something. Well, where the Wizard of Oz has to be mentioned, or it's a cornerstone, or it's the foundation to the movie, right? But it's funny. But we never hear about this dog or see this dog again. But it's like they only need to do it for the first one for ritual purposes. Look, but for some, I don't know, for some reason for motion picture, it's like a ritual. You have to. I don't know why. But I have the vinyl. I don't have the movie on VHS or DVD yet. But I did rewatch it just to kind of like get back into like, oh, I hadn't seen it in a while. I was super young, was a baby when this movie came out. My older sister actually had the soundtrack on CD. And I ended up taking it from her, and I don't know what happened to it. I really don't know what happened to it. I'm sure I have it somewhere and it'll pop up. But she also had the karaoke CD too, because she too is a singer, so she would you know, just play the songs and rehearse to them and sing and, you know, practice with her voice and sing to her favorite songs, which is pretty cool. And the album only really has about 8 to 9 tracks on it, so it's like a extended play, but it's technically an album because albums do have like 8 to 9 tracks on it. But I like how the CD is yellow as well as the vinyl. Yeah, the vinyl is yellow. Look. Let me show you just a little bit. Is this side A or B? Well, it's like a transparent, translucent yellow vinyl, which kind of matches like the cheetah vibe. It's not brown, but like around the cheetah outlining, it's yellow, and that's side B and that's side A. So 4, 5, 6, so yeah, the album has 8 tracks. If you listen to it, it's about 20 minutes long. The album was certified 2 times platinum. It was released on Hollywood Records on August 3rd, 2003. The That's So Raven soundtrack hadn't been released yet because the That's So Raven soundtrack was released in 2004. But That's So Raven was still in its first season, and I don't think the first season ended yet. So to me, I thought this was going to be a That's So Raven movie, but no. It was the Cheetah Girls, which is even better, right? Track 1, you have Cheetah Sisters, which is performed by the Cheetah Girls and written by Jamie Houston. Are you related to Whitney Houston? Track 2 is also performed by the Cheetah Girls, but it's written by Lindy Robbins and Kevin Savigard. Track 3 is Girl Power, of course, performed by the Cheetah Girls, written by Ray Charm and Ronna M. Barnes. Track 4, Together We Can, performed by the Cheetah Girls, written by Steve Lee, Walter Turbit, and Will Robinson. Track number 5, Come On, Come On, Come On, performed by Sonic Chaos, written by Ray Charm, of course, and Rana M. Barnes, hopefully I'm saying your name right, Alex Dunbar. Girlfriend, performed by Shar, who I feel like was handpicked by Whitney Houston. This album is produced by Whitney Houston and Deborah Barton Chase. They also executive produced the movie as well. But yeah, her voice it reminds me of like the girls from Sunday. It just reminds me of like, I feel like Whitney definitely picked this girl, but her voice is amazing. And this is the song that Adrian and Raven, aka Bubbles and Galleria, and Chanel Chuchi, this is the song that we're dancing to at the beginning of the movie in front of the record store. I don't know if that's the real picture of Char that they showed in the movie, but it could be. That's pretty cool. Track number, so that was 5, 6, 7. So track 7, performed by Hope 7. Haha. See, Disney be on point with their synchronicities too. They be intentional. It's called Breakthrough, and it's written by Antonia Armato and Tim James. And the final track on the album is called End of the Line by Hope 7. End of the Line, end of the album, last track on the album. See, they're intentional. Written by John Van Tongren and Oz Scott. So those are the 8 songs on here by Walt Disney Records. And the Cheetah Girls, of course, are Raven. You have Raven, Adrian Bailon, Keely Williams, and Sabrina Bryan. It's a picture of them on the back. I wish the vinyl had like a poster in here or like a picture of them or something. Or like if it came with like a bonus track, like a bonus remix or like a acapella or something. But I'm sure once they see this video, they will do it. Because this is the only version of the soundtrack that exists. This is this is not the original pressing. This is the 2020 pressing. That's why it's yellow. If it was a 2003 pressing, I'm sure the vinyl would be black and the sound quality would be a little bit different. But yeah, whenever they re-release it for 2026 or 2027, or whenever they do this new Cheetah Girls movie, I'm sure we'll get like a special edition vinyl with like a remix on it, like the special edition CD. But yeah, I have the karaoke CD and the vinyl. My favorite songs on here is all of the Cheetah Girls songs, obviously. I like how each girl has a part and nobody's playing background. It's something special about the 4 of them, just like how it's something special about 4 of the Destiny's Child members, and you can hear all 4 of them. And now people are realizing, oh, you can't hear 4 of them. There are songs that features their vocals, you know, as leads. Come on, people. LaToya Luckett has like more than like 3 albums. That's what I really like about how they put this group together. Girlfriend by Shar is probably another one of my favorites. And Come On, I like that. There's just something interesting and unique about this album. Like, it's very, very short and it's very, very in-house, it seemed. Like, all of these artists that's on here seem like they were probably signed to Walt Disney Records, because we never really heard from them again. I don't know, there's like some kind of like jinx when it comes to Walt Disney. I don't know what, maybe because they just keep it so small and it's not supposed to be like a RCA Atlantic, you know, a Warner Music Group type thing. It's a very small in-house record label. Also, fun fact, Cinderella was not an original Cheetah Girls song. It was originally recorded by I-5, which stands for International 5, I believe, which is another girl group, an international girl group. And after that, in 2001, it was covered by the group Play, which is a Swedish girl group who was an opener. This girl group was an opener for Destiny's Child during their Survivor tour in 2001 and 2002. If you watch their music video to Cinderella on YouTube, Destiny's Child is in it with Solange. Yeah, you can see them backstage with them, and it shows the backstage passes. But before they did it, before the group Play did it, it was originally done by I-5. And I can hear I-5's originals vocals on the Cheetah Girls version. You know, you can hear a girl going, "No!" And I think that's a vocal from I-5. If you listen to the I-5 version of Cinderella at the beginning, you can hear one of the girls use that as an ad-lib, but I think that ad-lib was also used in the Cheetah Girls because you can hear it. But the vocals completely include all of the girls that's in this group, but it's on top of whatever vocals was already there that existed, like whatever demo was there, whatever was presented to them. I'm sure something from I-5 was left on there, and something was left on there for them as a reference, and they never took it off because I can hear it. I know Raven's voice, and I definitely know Adrian's voice because I listen to 3LW, which I have a 3LW video on my channel. Check that out. So I know their tones, so I can hear their ad-libs and their background vocals if it's them or if it's not. Even with Keely and Sabrina, Sabrina sounds more so like the girls that could have been in I-5 and play. Like she has a pop girl vocal style. So even if you listen to Cheetah Sisters, and if you listen to the girls that are singing in the original Cinderella, Sabrina Bryan vocals sound like it could fit in there. So that's why you have to listen hard to make sure you're not listening to somebody else's vocals. If it, because that's, I feel like they definitely mixed the original I-5 vocals with the Cheetah Girls. Yeah, how many of y'all knew that? How many of you guys knew that the song Cinderella was actually released in 2000 and then re-released in 2001 and then covered by the Cheetah Girls in 2003? Yeah, but I believe that I wouldn't be surprised if there was like 2 other songs on here that wasn't originally by them, that was snagged from other artists that, you know, had like a shelved album, you know, because I don't know why they do that or how they do that, but I just feel like it comes from either the album being shelved or the album not being released worldwide and only being released overseas for it to be able to be covered over here. Cinderella was actually released as a single officially off of this album, but it didn't have like a charting position per se, and it definitely didn't have a certification, but it was released as an official single to promote this album. And the video clip from the movie where the girls performed the song was used as a music video and a promotional clip to promote the song as well, which is pretty cool. I also wanted to ask you guys, do you guys remember the original ending to the Cheetah Girls where it's like them going down the line explaining what the Cheetah Girls mean and what they represent, and then at the end they all throw their hands up to the stars and it says the Cheetah Girls? Like, I swear that's the original ending, but maybe that's just me. I definitely love this movie. I really love the music in it because it's very R&B-ish and very pop-ish. It has some hip-hop elements too, and it sounds like songs that could have gone on a 3LW album or a Destiny's Child album, or, you know, definitely music that was popular at this time. So I feel like that's why it hits home for a lot of people, and we're, especially for some of us that feel like we were, well, not me, I know some people felt like they were like too old for this and didn't understand why they still like it, but they feel like they were too old for this because it's Disney. And then you got us guys. It's like, this is clearly marketed towards girls, so like, how do I explain myself? But the music, it's the music. Girls, like, I know these girls. Like, I definitely felt like I knew Raven, and that was like my ace boom pal. Even for her to kind of like be leading the market with this, because they felt like Disney's like, hey, we already have a show with this girl. Like, if we kind of prop her up to kind of carry, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The poster even says starring Raven on the poster. You know what I'm saying? So she had it like that. You know, I mean, not like put her in the front and like exit all the girls out, X all the girls. Like, no, you have to be smart about it. This girl already had a popular show on Disney Channel, so why not have her be the lead? But I was already familiar with Raven too because of like Dr. Dolittle and all that kind of stuff. Of course, second was Adrian, which I felt like they knew that the audience would relate most to them because of how Raven has her own thing, and 3LW, you know, with Keely and Adrian. And Sabrina just fits so perfectly, who is still dancing her butt off today and still looks the same, which is pretty crazy. But she's still dancing her butt off to all these songs, especially like the songs from the Cheetah Girls too, which kind of like upped the ante for them. Like, the songs were faster and hitting harder. So for her to still be able to dance to all those songs, it kind of makes people imagine what it would be like if the 4 of them actually went on like a limited tour, to like a reunion tour. That'd be dope. You know, I really feel like we'll get it one day. And I feel like that's what people really want to see in this new Cheetah Girls movie that may come out. I don't know how true it is. I saw that it was a rumor, but on Twitter I saw that the cast list was released, but then I saw that it wasn't real. But I'll tell you this, if I was going to reboot the Cheetah Girls, if I was going to be the executive producer of the soundtrack, there would definitely have to be at least 4 new original songs that include the original girls, at least 4. And then it could be 4 new songs by the new girls. And in the movie, we got to see the originals. Like, we can't just get 3 where there's no Raven. That's why One World, y'all know that y'all still feel some type of way about One World, because it shouldn't have went down like that. Y'all should have just waited, or we should have just left it at 2. But, you know, hey. But we need the original 4, just like we want the original 4 Destiny's Child to have like a reunion performance, rather, not like some outrageous reunion album, because I feel like it's only DC3 now when it comes to that. But as far as like a performance, like a show, I feel like we're gonna get the 5 of them one day. So why I feel the same about these girls, you know. But y'all tell me, what are your favorite songs off of this soundtrack, and which Cheetah Girls movie is your favorite? Which member is your favorite? Who did you relate to the most? What are you looking forward to when it comes to them re-releasing and coming out with a new reboot of the Cheetah Girls? Disney, please contact my agent. I would love to audition to be in this movie. I will be quiet. I will be nice. I will be on my best behavior, whatever you need. I will take whatever class you need me to take. I just feel like one day I'm going to be in a movie with Raven, whether it's the Cheetah Girls, whether it's one of her shows, that's or even being rebooted. I've always seen myself doing it, and I wouldn't mind working with any of these ladies, especially when it comes to the music, because I love music. I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, producer, and actor. Why not be in a musical, right? Like, one of my favorite musicals is Sister Act and Hairspray, so yeah, the Cheetah Girls is not like too far off from that. Like, I wouldn't mind being in Grease and all those things. Footloose, the musical. Look, I feel like that's coming next too. Like a whole new Footloose is coming out. Watch them do that, and it's gonna be like a younger cast. Like, look, cast me in that. I would love to be in the new Footloose. Whenever y'all decide to make that, the songs, I don't care how many times I got to audition, I want to be in it as a principal, okay? As a principal actor, main role. But y'all let me know what y'all feel, how y'all feel about the new Cheetah Girls movie, and what was y'all favorite song off of this first Cheetah Girls soundtrack album? Who was y'all crushing on? And all that. Look, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.